hands against him as well.
Yeah, he's good. He's going to show you.
Bryn, who is known on Full Tilt as One Upon a Star.
All right, I was going to say, you mean Bryn Kenny is the screen? I'm pretty sure one of his screen names is Bryn Kenny.
Bryn Kenny is his screen name, was his screen name on PokerStars, and actually, Nano, when you and I made training videos for the same website way back in the day, my most watched training video was me getting ravaged by Bryn, heads up, 50, 100, no limit with antes.
That's Bryn Kenny for you. All right, so we got a new table here. Future table will roll out and change every break. Some familiar faces, some new faces. The blinds are 1,200, 2,400. This is level 5. We will play 7 levels today, so about 3 more hours of play. Currently 33 entries. They can still register tomorrow up to level 12, so there's going to be a lot more players in this event. As you know, Bryn Kenny just bought in today, late.
You gonna play Scoop main event or the Aria?
Still undecided, I don't know. There's the flight on Sunday, which would get me there like right on time basically, from London.
Oh yeah, you leave at like 11 in the morning from London or something.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get there like 2 hours late,
Yeah.
2 hours after start or so.
Torbergson's going to open the pot up.
I'll play online.
Jack 10 of hearts.
Yeah, I think I'll probably play live.
I mean, it's gonna be a good tourney, but still.
Loser folds.
Yeah, you can play a lot
Schwan
of nice ones
Tan,
online.
9-5 suited. He actually has 400,000 chips despite making that fold earlier with pocket aces, so I'm not sure what happened on outer tables,
No,
but he's
I'm
doing
just
pretty
gonna
good.
play like the party 25K somewhere in Europe and then go straight to Vegas. I'm gonna probably try to make the 25K on Saturday in Vegas.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's.
I think I'll take the flight from London, like the 11 o'clock flight from London on Saturday.
Oh, okay. But
Anyway,
yeah, you would late register 25K.
Yeah, no, I think actually you land at like 1:15, so you could just take your bags and go straight to Aria.
Oh, it's after 2.
It starts at 2:20 always or something. You can have some of them register
That's
you.
tight, but yeah, I guess.
Yeah, worst thing you pay an extra 1K, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it would be option 2. Like,
It just sucked from here. The flights to everywhere are horrible.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, even
And
to
to get to London is actually the one thing that I've came up with so far is you could take a helicopter to the Croatian airport, like this Dubnikov or whatever it is.
Dubrovnik, yeah.
This one has direct flights to London.
It's not that far from here, actually.
It's like 2.5 hour drive because you have to take a ferry. Like it's only 100 kilometers, but it's a 2.5 hour drive.
And how long of a flight, helicopter?
Probably like 20-minute helicopter.
I mean, that sounds really reasonable. I have a flight back on Thursday, but via Vienna. But I think, I mean, I can cancel it for free, so.
Yeah, we could grab like a helicopter and take the direct one to London on like Thursday morning if we're
I'd
out.
be most likely down for that.
Over to Arnaud, he opens
I mean, the
ace
flight
queen
was like,
offsuit.
700 US or something anyway. It's really stupid.
Oh, and
Monique Loser, king 9 of clubs. Gonna make a call in position. A little bit loose.
the flights are super cheap from
Quite a loose call here.
Dubrovnik, like
If I enter the pot with king 9 of clubs, I'd probably want to come out
and like
3 betting.
6 flights throughout the day.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, for you, it'd even be worth it to take a taxi to the airport and like them paying for the $700 flight.
Yeah, I mean, I already have it, but yeah, I think
If you can cancel it for 100% though.
yeah, I think so.
700 they got you
It's
for.
yeah, it's a business because I didn't know how if I would cancel or not. So
So you got the cancelable one.
6.5 bet.
So you got 4 or 3 blues?
3 bet? 3 bet? 3, sorry. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
Hey, bro.
我能不能不做这个桌子啊？
Call.
哎，我来，你跟他们说我能不能不做直播桌啊？啊？你问他们我能不能不做直播桌啊？不做啊。
So it looks like Arnaud bet the flop and got called by Loser.
He doesn't work play, but send them to. Okay. 他妈的，我是不喜欢做。
Yeah, so with the 10 of hearts coming here on the turn, if you're Arnaud, he goes out and checks. Would you have checked as well, Randy?
He bet the flop and checked the turn?
Yeah.
That seems
60 seconds
reasonable. Probably would bet if there was if he had a heart in his hand. Check, check. I think Arnaud just needs to kind of give this pot up now. I wouldn't. If he was going to stab again here, I would prefer him do it on the turn. But if he bets now,
The one? Oh, Amsterdam.
I guess he's
I
trying
had
to
to stop
target
in,
hands like 6, 7,
Belgrade.
7s, 8s, 9s. It's not going to work because
Where'd you fly
he is going to
from?
bet.
Yeah,
Closer is going to
direct
snap
flight
call
from
this one off.
Vienna.
not a
It's
big
like
fan
one
of this
the
bet
only
here.
like big cities that has direct flights there.
I feel like you put a lot more
London does like
pressure
maybe 2 times a week or
if you bet
something.
the turn because then they have to worry about a river bet. But now they can close the action and just
Yeah.
make the call here. Closer's going to realize that he shows up with a
Good
lot
place
worse
to have a
hands than
tournament
King
here.
9.
Just shitty airport.
He's going to side call here. He's
Can't
going
have
to call
everything,
King
yeah.
9 pre-flop. I guess it doesn't get too much better than this.
Yeah, I would not side call. I'd be pretty happy to call here.
Well, I mean, the good point is it always ends in call.
Where'd you come from?
Oh, he's actually
Whoa!
going to fold.
Lozier lets it go, and Arnaud bluffs him off the hand.
Yeah, I'm not a
I
big
love
fan of that
Amsterdam.
one. I think if you're going to
Yeah.
fold this, maybe just fold pre-flop.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty surprised by
we were
that
at the same
fold there.
time.
I think we've seen a lot of
Just going on
the
like my
players
friend's
here
boat every
making
day, just chilling out, smoking
some
myself retarded all day.
non-common bluffs, I guess. Like, they're kind of like taking bluffs in weird ways, like check the turn
Like,
and
I
they
think I
bet,
played, like,
or they
maybe
lead the
took one day
turn
off
and
and
they
maybe
lead
2
the
days
river,
off.
and then people have been
My,
folding
my wrist
incorrectly
started
against it
hurting,
a lot.
and
Well, it
Like
seems
on
like a
Sunday,
lot of
it
players
just-
in this event, for
started
whatever
crushing.
reason,
Like,
are
it started
looking
hurting
for
so much
reasons to
after the
fold
week.
the
I'm like,
river.
"Oh, shit, I'm
And
getting old."
They're also
It never
bluffing
feels
in weird spots. So
Yeah.
that's a bad combination. If your opponents are bluffing in weird spots and taking weird lines and then just betting the river with weird hands, like you should be calling more
Yeah,
than
so
theory would indicate.
I think, say if you're playing against recreational players and they take a funny line and usually you call them down because you're like, this line doesn't make sense as a bluff. Maybe they're out leveling themselves. Like, okay, I know this guy's a good player, but he's taking a weird line as a bluff. Why would he take this line as a bluff? So maybe he actually has value. I'm going to assume that's why. You should keep them honest until you realize that they're taking tricky lines as value. Kind of like someone like Phil Ivey actually was taking tricky lines as value, and then you might get shown
Otherwise, I think
like
I'll
a
try
good
to get
hand a
on
lot.
the Dubrovnik,
But what we've
flight
seen, at least on
Thursday.
Whole Cards Up.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about
Because then if I make day 2, like the 25.
Here comes Tan. He's in there with the ace, 10 of hearts. Arnaud, though, defends.
London's one of the best cities for delivery
Chuan
food, so
Tan,
it's one of the best cities for grinding.
very strong player. Made a mistake
You live in
earlier with
London?
pocket aces, but
It's like
has
one
recovered from
outside,
it.
but
It's
it's
at
like
400,000 right now.
With
Gonna
some friends or?
bet this flop. Looking for a king,
the
a 9 or an
But he's
ace.
never there either. Like, it's, I mean,
You're both like never there. And like
Yeah,
here for residence.
I mean, yeah, he's way more.
that's
He's
about
way more
half
often
the
there
pot.
than me. But,
Arnaud's
I
usually
guess
just going
if
to
you both
check
bet it,
call
you can,
here.
Grind at my house too. Like, it's a really big space.
No real reason to do anything else but check call.
Yeah. Food delivery is a really good plan.
Yeah.
So convenient.
In central London too. It's
Yeah, that's-
insane, the food delivery. One of my favorite, maybe my favorite delivery places in London.
Turn it
It's
straight.
a Thai place.
Actually,
I forget the name.
Tan is free rolling him
Let's see
now.
if I could pick the name.
So
Busaba.
if I'm Tan here,
Yeah, if you ever
usually
go to
what I'm
London,
thinking is my
order from
opponent's going
Busaba Thai.
to only continue with a straight,
That's so
generally
many good ones.
speaking.
I
Of
used
course,
to
it
live
can
in
come
London.
two pairs and stuff, but if I think I'm free rolling someone, I think someone's got 10, I'm going to bet big here, like pot, right? Because
And I just love
if you're
going to
chopping
Nando's in
anyways,
London, too.
might as well
Yeah,
get
you
the
used to-
chance to
you
win
used to
more
have
chips
that,
when you actually
yeah.
get a king on the river.
I want to bet a size that doesn't get my opponent to fold 2 pair.
Okay, so maybe like
I try to eat
15K.
less meat.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
think
really
I'd go
tough
like
there. Then you have,
17,000,
some sort of
something like
vegan
that.
menu.
He's actually going to bet really small here.
You've been
6,000.
eating vegan?
Yeah,
Wow.
Partially?
A bit interesting. Well, he is targeting
What
one
would you
pair
cheat on
hands as
sometimes?
well as
Meat
2
or
pair
dairy?
hands right now.
Yeah,
So
like a good
king,
steak
queen
or
type
like,
hands,
oh,
jack,
good
king is
salmon,
just hoping they
something like
cry
that.
call.
Sushi.
Usually with these very
So
good
not like
price,
dairy,
people
you
do
cut that out
side
pretty
call.
No, I really don't.
Try to play the river.
Yeah.
Arnaud
I
here
don't really eat
with
much
a
dairy at
straight.
all in my, anyway.
Kind of feel
Yeah, I mean, it's
I feel
really
shitty.
obligated to raise against this small
I mean, I
bet,
guess
don't you?
Too many
Very
hormones.
Like from his point of view,
Too many hormones.
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
he might
especially
think
in
his
the US.
opponent
Yeah, I
has
do feel
clubs
a lot
sometimes
better
and he
since
needs to
I stopped
charge it.
Yeah.
consuming it.
He actually might
When
make
you
this
eat
pot super
cheeses in
tricky.
the States, it's like something really fucked
Yeah,
up.
he
It
does
tastes
raise
like
it up
good at
here.
first, and
29,000.
you're like, man, they did something to
Now,
this.
if
So now
I'm
it's like,
Tan
okay, I
here,
only eat cheese and I'm
and I
in,
can
like,
see my
Amsterdam
opponent's
and-
cards,
and,
I'm just going to shove all in,
and France.
of course, because then I can free roll his final 83,000. In this situation, he actually has to be worried about King 10 sometimes.
Yeah, US
so
sucks with that, where like it's
maybe
hard to get
calling's
a good
a-
average meal.
prevent him from losing his whole
US.
stack.
I
case
think
he does have
calling
King
is the only
All
play here.
all the food is GMO. Even like
So
Whole
we'll see
Foods
what
has
Schwan
like
Tan
GMO
decides.
type of food too.
As long as he doesn't
like-
fold, there's no way he's folding. So he's going to
If you don't live
He's
in
gonna call
like,
here and just
New
kinda
York or LA or San Francisco,
play a little
where
bit
you can go to
conservatively in
farmers
case
market,
sometimes
like,
Arnaud
you can't-
does
even
have
if you
King
want to
10.
spend, you can't even buy good stuff.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
coming to the river.
Good fit compared to last time.
4.
Yeah, I lost a lot more too, and I gained some back. I lost like
Really shouldn't bet
28
too
kilo or
big
something.
here. Needs to try to
4
get called
months.
by worse than a straight 2-pair type hand.
and then I
Yeah,
gained
if I'm
back,
Arnaud,
like,
I'm
half.
checking. It's possible that
more.
Tan has a hand like clubs.
Yep,
I need to lose again.
I like that a lot actually. Now that you say that, it's kind of like it's so unlikely
I
that you're
think I
getting
will
called
for
by a
sure.
set
I'm
and
gonna be
2-pair
healthy during
because
the
most
summer.
sets and 2-pairs don't actually bet the turn. So we should be
Need to do some, like,
targeting
hot
hands
yoga.
like clubs, like say Tan had like
Do you have a base
Ace-7
Vegas, or
clubs.
you
He's not
just
going to
like-
call us
No,
the
I
bet,
stay
but he
at, like,
might
a
throw in
friend's place, always on
26K himself
Henderson.
on the river.
That's good.
Yeah, I
So
don't,
Tan
I can't
here.
stay in casinos anymore.
Yeah, I like this shovel actually.
Like 100% of the
Occasionally he
time.
can get his opponent
problem
to
is I've
fold
done,
a
like-
chop, but it's going to be a call.
Yeah, I think with stack sizes, it's pretty unlikely Arnaud was going to bet and then fold. And because
Yeah.
Arnaud could have King 10, I think I may have just called in Tan's spot.
Well, I do agree if we have even more stack, but I think usually what happens is say Arnaud actually had King 10 and he check raises the nut straight on the turn and gets called. Usually the opponent has a straight or he's got missed clubs. So why let him get away with a river bet of just 26K? Like you would just bet like 40K at least or 50K, right?
That makes
Like,
sense.
Yeah. It would be some sick level, which I doubt they have that kind of history, where you bet small and do some shove, and yeah. So this is the $1 million main event, Hong Kong, 125,000 US. Big buy-in, unlimited re-entry. Schwan Tan, chip leader of this table, 401,000. Romain Arnaud is the table short stack. The starting stack was 250,000. We also got Bryn Kenny, American player, joining us today. Marius Torbergson, Wai Leong Chan, Manig Lozer, Corey Aldomir as well for these 7 players. They are rotating tables every break, so we'll get to see pretty much everyone get to play as long as they don't bust. Of this table, we did see Chan make the money in the 6-max event that Richard Young won yesterday. Schwan Tan, a 4-3 offsuit. Okay, I guess he just feels like playing pots right now because this is loose. In the hijack. I don't know what he ate for lunch, but he's feeling pretty good. Aldomir with 10-6 of spades in the cutoff. I believe earlier today he tried to 3-bet Tan, and Tan actually 4-bet bluffed with ace-8 offsuit. I wonder if Aldomir saw that hand, but I guess he doesn't really care. He's going to go and try to fight him again.
Wow. What's happening at this table?
Yeah, Corey Aldomir, 10-6 suited.
These players ate their Wheaties.
I think Aldomir doesn't want to like stop attacking Schwan Tan right now. Ever since that hand, that was like very beginning of the tournament. If Schwan Tan 4-bets this hand, he's a sick player.
Well, he's thinking about it.
He's suspicious. He's gonna see a flop.
What's
out of
going on
position.
here?
Schwan Tan. Well, his cards are. He must have crushed him. His cash. No, he's gonna 4-bet, right? He's raising.
25,000 more, he said. 25,000 more, he said.
25,000 more.
Wow. Tan with the 3-bet, or I'm sorry, with the 4-bet. with 3-4 offsuit here.
I think Corey Adamir is just, maybe he's not giving Tan enough credit to make 4-bet bluffs. Back to back. This is 2 times he's 3-bet him, and he's 4-bet him every time with pure garbage. Aldemir might want to consider tightening up his range against him, potentially. But it depends, because maybe Xuan Tan starts folding next time he 3-bets him. It's just a really big leveling game right now. Aldemir is going to have to fold this hand. There's no way he's going to make a play at this. He's got 10-6 suited.
If I'm Aldemir, rather than tightening up my ranges, I might start 3-bet going with pocket 7s for value.
Xuan Tan there. I mean, yes, he made a mistake with pocket aces, but that's one mistake. He's been playing every other hand perfectly, despite his loose play.
Xuan Tan, sick player, opens the 3-4 offsuit, gets 3-bet, 4-bets right in his face and takes it down.
That's the thing. If you're raising really loosely and you're just kind of trying to connect with boards and playing, you know, just playing very straightforward, it's not going to be a winning play. But if you know when to re-attack, you know, you can turn like these plays that don't look so good into reasonable plays, and I think that's what Xuan Tan's been doing all day today. So Chan here, 8 deuce offsuit. Lets it go. Xuan Tan with ace deuce offsuit. He's gonna raise +1 now.
5,300.
Trying to run over this table. Some of these table players are like, this guy's trying to run us over, and these are all the sickos playing. So Torbergson calls in position with pocket 5s. Lozer's gonna come along with 7-6 offsuit. I have a 3-way flop. Torbergson currently ahead, but it's been outflopped by Lozer. Tan is the pre-flop raiser. Does he want a continuation bet here? Just ace deuce high. He checks over to Torbergson, who's got to think his pocket 5s are the best hand. It's not, though. He might decide to bet, you know, like 7,000 or so. He checks. Turn is an 8, so Lozer doesn't like to see an 8 because it does overcard his pair of 7s, but likely still the best hand. Doing a little heart check. Does have a heart. He's got 83% chance to win this pot. He checks. Xuan Tan here of ace deuce offsuit. It's been checked around on a flop. It wouldn't shock me to see him bet here. It would be nice if he had a heart at least for backup. But everyone's showing weakness. So, pot size bet roughly. About 80%. Actually puts both of the players in tough spots with their hands. You know, like, they're probably like, oh, I'm going to easily call 8K or 7K. What do you mean you're betting 15,000 right now?
Yeah, if I'm Marius here, I'm going to pitch my hand with another player behind me.
Yeah, look at this. Gets 2 better hands to fold with ace deuce, no redraw. You got to respect Xuan Tan right now.
This table has been all tan.
And we've played, what, 2 or 3 hands so far? He's here to play. You know, just silently killing it too. Like, some people, they want to show the bluffs here and there. Xuan Tan's like, you can ponder about it. Well, actually, they don't have their phones with them. So Corey Aldemir's not going to know he got 4-bet bluffed unless he gets some secret info from someone. But probably unlikely considering everyone else is playing their own game.
Yeah, he won't know until the next break if he has a friend or family member watching the stream. Here's Tan with a real hand, pocket 7s, raising it up.
Yeah, when you finally play back at 10, he's got pocket 7s, watch. Bryn Kenny probably hasn't played too much of Xuan Tan. He's got 10-9 offsuit. I think from Bryn Kenny's point of view, he's kind of like, man, this guy's raised every single pot. Why do I feel like he's up to no good? He 3-bets him. 10-9 offsuit.
It's a pretty loose 3-bet.
It's a really loose 3-bet. I think he's just trying to set a tone, but I don't think he knows about Xuan Tan yet. He 4-bets every hand.
I don't think he's going to 4-bet this one. I'd expect him to take a flop.
Yeah, I'd love to see him take a flop. They have very deep stacks. Can set mine in his hand. You know, has pair value. Bryn Kenny. So about a coin flip pre-flop. And this is all Bryn Kenny. Bryn Kenny didn't hit the flop, but he did hit some straight draws. But from Tan's point of view, this is terrible. 3 big cards in a 3-bet pot means check fold instantly. So Kenny here, he might bet the flop or delay bet.
I would expect him to check back this flop a decent amount.
Well, nothing wrong with betting. I wouldn't mind checking back because ace-queen might raise and then you just like lose your equity in your hand. But it just worked out. Bryn Kenny. My favorite part about Bryn Kenny is I watched an interview and they were talking about GTO, like, oh, they're asking like a bunch of pros, do you play GTO, do you play GTO? And guys are like, yes, no, yes, no. And then Bryn Kenny goes, I play gangster style. And that was my favorite Bryn Kenny like interview or comment ever. I've been a fan ever since I heard that.
Bryn Kenny been around for a really long time. He and I battled heads up pre-Black Friday, and I actually recently commentated his brother Tyler Kenny at a final table at Borgata. I believe Tyler ended up taking 3rd place in that tournament. Aldemir, ace-5 of spades. Raising it up. Over to Tan with 9-6 offsuit. I think against under the gun, this is close. I think this might be one of the hands that I fold. Not Tan though, he calls and flops trips.
Trip 9s. Foray. Aldemir. Can't beat Tan right now. Hope he doesn't start trying to because he's going to get a lot of resistance.
Small bet here from Aldemir. I'd like to see Tan make a raise on this flop. He's just been so aggressive in general. And there are a lot of semi-bluffs that he could raise up on this board.
You asked how much longer we play?
Yeah, how many more you go?
2 more after this.
He does check raise. Fortunately for Tan, Aldemir doesn't have anything with which to continue. Tan takes it down. Since we've come back from dinner, Tan has won just about every pot he's entered. Bryn Kenny, the only one to best Tan in a pot so far since we got back from dinner break. Continuing to add to that large stack.
打得别别扭扭的，偷了鸡都被他们发现了，他们回去晚上看视频，差的大爷，我也没时间看他们这些打字。他手机都输了，看不到了。他们回去回播我们怎么打的嘛？
Here's Chan with ace-3 of diamonds. We covered Chan yesterday when He final tabled the $250,000 Hong Kong event number 2. That was a buy-in. He ended up cashing in 6th place in that event. Here's Tan in the small blind, 5-3 of clubs. He's not folding, so I think he's contemplating making a raise here and keeping the heater alive.
He really wants to play this pot. I mean, I've seen him flat these kind of hands in a small blind too, but I think he feels pretty aggressive right now. 20,000, Schwan Tan. In case you guys didn't know he was aggressive, this is pretty much confirming it now.
So with the way that Tan is playing, I think that Chan is going to go ahead and call.
They have very deep stacks, 100 big blinds, so I mean, even if he wasn't that aggressive, it still would be a decent call. Schwan Tan trying to convince his buddy to fold. It's not going to work.
Chan calls. He has Tan dominated. Ace, deuce, queen.
It's a good flop to continuation bet.
It's a great flop for Tan to continuation bet.
It's not going to work because at least he can make the nuts hitting a 4. There's some backdoor club draws. I would like to see him bet. I think you get a lot of better hands to fold the flop, like pocket 9s, pocket 10s, pocket 8s, pocket 7s. A lot of hands actually would fold if you bet like 15K right now. So I'd like to see him. If you're going to re-raise this type of hand, you do need to start bluffing sooner than later.
5, 4, 3, 2,
So he does bet 18,000.
18,000.
Are these for the whole tournament?
What's that?
Do you get new ones of these at any
I
point?
think at the final table.
At the final table.
It resets to 3 no matter what. Yeah,
Okay.
if I got that right.
So Leong Chan is going to make the call here. He's got backdoor diamond draws. Turn is a 6, changes nothing. Also changes nothing in a perceived way as well.
Think we're going to see Tan slow down here? I don't think so.
I'm not sure. I wouldn't fault him for betting. He can get a lot of hands to fold still, like King Jack, King 10, 10 Jack, Queen King, Queen Jack, Queen 10. There's a lot of hands that would fold. There's a lot of hands that would continue. You know, Ace 10, Ace Jack, Ace 3, Ace 4, Ace 5. So depends on which hands he wants to target. He's betting pretty big here.
4,
51.5.
51,500.
This is a nice bluff. This
Going a bit to use all 3 of them.
is a very tough call for Ace 3. Very, very tough. You know, I don't know how much they know each other's game, but let's just assume they don't know each other. You're up against Ace King a lot and Ace Queen, right?
Yeah, I
Ace
think
Jack.
this is a standard call here on the turn with Ace 3. Certainly not an easy call to make, but a standard call. So against a very aggressive player like Tan, I think that should weight it towards, you know, a pretty comfortable call here on the turn.
So he is going to make the call. Very nice call by Chan. I think he puts Tan on usually flush draws and stuff, but he doesn't even have a flush draw. River's a deuce.
That is not a good card for Tan to continue to bluff at.
Really didn't want to see that. He's going to need, if he wants to win this pot, he needs to go all in, and it's not even guaranteed to win the pot. He needs to try and represent Ace King really, really hard if he wants to win here. Schwan Tan. It's been caught so far. He still has one more chance to try and win this pot. I mean, I don't really like the shove that much. I think he's gonna make it. Oh my gosh. This guy is ambitious. Oh, 115,000. He is representing Ace King and Ace Queen, pocket queens.
Yeah, and I don't think Chan is going to fold here.
It's a tough spot. I mean, Ooh, man. What is he bluffing with? Think about it, though. What is he bluffing with? If he is bluffing with 5 high right now. Xuan Tan. And it's a shot clock tournament. It's just really... I would use some time banks on this hand.
Well,
Really
if you're
use some time
Chan,
banks.
you have to be thinking, is it possible that Tan has a hand like Ace-10 or Ace-Jack that he could play this way, where I'm just chopping?
2, 1.
That is what he's going to be thinking about. My answer is...
No, I think this one just activates, right? It's not a fold.
Okay, just activate.
My read is that
1 minute.
he normally won't have Ace-10, Ace-Jack this way. He does sometimes. Let's just say, like, I don't know, half the time. It's really hard to say exactly. Because there's incentive to actually check the river or the turn sometimes with some aces, because your opponent can have, like, 10-Jack, he will bluff, or maybe, like, 10-Jack of hearts, you know, something like that that won't be able to give you action this way. A lot of times people wonder, like, well, I can't get a worse hand to call, so I might as well check.
30 seconds.
Chan here. Man, if he makes this call, this would be an amazing call. I mean, Tan's been super aggressive, but he's not a dumb player. He knows that people might think, oh, maybe they'll start giving me some respect because I've been so active. I got to wake up the hand sooner than later, right? What guy? Well, he does make the call.
Wow, he does make the call.
Shows it. Very, very nice call by Chan.
Huge pot there for Chan. All of a sudden, Chan is the chip leader at the table.
Wai Leong Chan, table chip leader now.
Oh, fuck.
Xuan Tan really pushed his aggressiveness just a little bit too much. Maybe if he waited in an orbit or two. I would have liked his bet on the card not pairing on the river, right? Like then he can represent like Ace-Jack, Ace-10 sometimes, and then Ace-3 is actually, it's actually harder for Chan to call when the board doesn't pair. You know, he's got to be worried about being outkicked,
He didn't
and
want
like
to play
you
with you
said,
because he knew he couldn't help himself from bluffing you. It's always more fun to bluff your friends.
Close, close.
you know, like it's the board pairing made it a lot easier for Chan to call because there are chop pots a reasonable amount.
Raise 55. 100.
Okay.
55. Fold. Fold. Fold.
So we got Loser, pocket tens. Flops an overpair. Torbergson has an inside straight draw. Chan, we're not too sure. I did see Tom Dwan walking around recently, so there's a decent chance he'll jump in this tournament soon. Loser checks with pocket tens. This is not a standard play. He was the pre-flop raiser and checks 9 high flop. And Chan is the one betting here. There's no way Chan has the best hand unless he has pocket aces, but I doubt he didn't 3-bet this hand.
Yeah, I actually like Loser's check quite a bit here when you get called in 2 different spots.
Well, the big blind calls. Big blind's calling. Now, Loser here. Is he going? It looks like he grabbed check raising chips.
No, I'd be shocked. I think he's going to just call.
Let's see what he does. No. He's a little bit confused. Probably didn't expect to call in 2 spots.
Yeah, here I think if you're Loser, you make kind of a defensive call.
No, he's going to check raise.
38.
Wow,
38,000.
he does check raise here.
There's a look.
Aggressive play by Loser here.
He picks up another. He picks up 19,000 here because I think if he bet the flop, Chan probably would have folded. I don't think Chan had much of a hand.
Very nice play by Loser.
Definitely not
Why do you think he chose to check raise instead of calling there? I mean,
I think once he saw 2 people in the pot, he didn't. You don't. It's like tougher when you let 2 people get free cards, right?
Right.
So if you let 1 person get a turn card, you don't have to dodge as many hands. So I think that's why he opted to check raise. I think the default play for him would be to check call Chan in that spot and just kind of work around the turn and river. But once he saw the call and the shot clock, it was just like, okay, let me just blow up this pot now.
Do you think it's possible that Loser gets value from worse hands when he check raises there?
He can get value from worse hands, sure. Like a 9x, some flush draws, yeah. Seems
So
reasonable.
if you're Chan and you have 9x, I imagine you're folding. But specifically from Marius.
I don't know if I'd fold 8-9 or 10-9 or ace-9 on the flop. I mean, it depends.
After you bet, you get called by the big blind. The original raise or check raise is you're continuing there with 8-9?
I'm not saying I'm continuing. I'm saying I need to think about it. But I don't think it's a slam dunk fold. The reason I don't say it's a slam dunk fold, well, if you fold to a flop check raise with every hand that isn't a set, you might be over folding potentially.
Right.
But you know who?
Chan, of course, could have pocket jacks in his range. He could have pocket 10s in his range.
Possible, yeah. So I'm not those players, so I don't really know what their ranges are. They will be able to better create a strategy for these pre-flop raise or check raises. Tan here raises pocket aces, and Arnaud comes along with pocket 7s. Well, Tan's image set up perfectly to get aces now. He's actually probably going to get called by the 7s on the flop, given the way he's been playing. If you just show down 5 high for 3 barrels, you know, some people might fold 7s on a flop continuation bet just because it's 2 overs, but I seriously doubt Arnaud's going to do it. So it's going to bet 6,500. 0 chance he folds, right? No, he's going to fold?
Well,
I wouldn't fold, right? If you've seen a guy 3-barrel 5 high, would you fold 7s here? I don't know. But it was the right fold. I mean, I don't know too much about Arnaud's game. We haven't seen him play too much on our feature table.
Thank you.
yeah, going back to the last pot, I think it's really interesting. Loser going for the check raise there. Obviously, Loser, very, very good live tournament player. I wonder if he would have just check called a hand like pocket kings or pocket aces. 3-way, that's a little bit less vulnerable.
Well, Wai Leong Chen, after making that great hero call, ace-3. Table chip leader, 437,000. Romain Arnaud is the table short stack. He's got half of his stacked starting stack, which was 250,000. Corey Aldemir trying to battle Xuan Tan, but failing a little bit right now. But you know, he can double up and get right in here. I know he's a strong player. I know we do know he's an aggressive player because he keeps trying to attack Xuan Tan, just not working out right now. I know he can run up his chips and make it happen. So over to Loser, calls of raises of King Queen. Over to Bryn Kenny in the big line, 6-4 off, so he's gonna let that one go. Some people do defend that hand, some people don't. I think Bryn's one of the ones that folds it. I think if you make a call of 6-4 offsuit there, it's like you're either barely winning or barely losing, so it really doesn't matter too much. Something I do think about when I'm defending my big blind is who is the pre-flop raiser, and if he's an aggressive player, I'm more likely to want to fold my big blind. If he's a straightforward player who just bets once, c-bets any board, and then just doesn't bet unless he has it on the turn, then I don't mind defending my big blind a bit more. I do not think Tom Dwan has entered the event yet, but I have seen him walking around. That helps. Alright, so Tan with King X with a heart. Raises. Torbergson with King Queen 3-bets him 16,000. Bryn Kenny of Ace Queen of Clubs. Would you say this is a call, a 4-bet, a fold? I know people do all of these options.
I would not be folding this hand.
Just given the way. I think with the dynamic, I think people, even if they don't see the whole card, see Tans being very aggressive, playing every pot. So I think people will isolate him a bit more right now. And because of that, I think they're going to isolate him with weak hands. So I like this play by Bryn Kenny here. It just has, just going to get 2 folds so often, right? Like you have 2 blockers to nutted hands like queens and ace king and stuff, right? It's not really a 4-bet bluff. It's just like 4-bet because I have the best hand.
Right.
I'm trying to just take it down pre-flop. Torbergson. See a very ambitious play if he continues.
And your plan would be to fold if Torbergson shoved.
Generally, yes. I think it's pretty much a snap fold.
Yeah.
Occasionally you get blown off like a flip with pocket jacks, but not. I don't think like Torbergson is shoving like ace 10 or ace jack.
Well, if he thinks that Bryn Kenny is cold 4-bet bluffing, he certainly could.
I mean, like I said, ace queen is, it's not really a 4-bet bluff. It kind of is, but kind of isn't. It's just more like I've got the best hand. I've got blockers.
Right.
You know, I think usually the key candidates for like a 4-bet in this spot where it goes raise and then like someone trying to like punish someone raising too much is like king queen, ace jack, and ace queen. I would say it's almost always those 3 hands. Occasionally king jack, right? But you try to have a blocker to ace king because that's the most likely pre-flop all-in hand. Bryn Kenny's gonna. I hope he's gonna fold these jack deuce offsuit, but maybe he's doing gangster right now.
Wow.
He's gonna raise.
Raise 5.5.
Who's he raising into? Manig Loser. Chan.
Well, this is why you don't raise the jack deuce offsuit on your button.
Loser's gonna probably 3-bet, but he might call as well. Both options pretty good. He does call. It's hard for him to lose this pot unless Bryn Kenny outflops him. Y Chan with 9-6 offsuit takes the flop. And that is all Loser right now. Although Bryn Kenny did flop a pair of jacks.
Yeah, that's the flop you want to see when you call with ace 10 of spades.
I like to see Kenny check here. He might opt to bet, but I don't mind checking. He does check. Turn is 5. Now Loser of ace 10 of spades. Actually a tricky spot. Do you bet here or do you just check? I think betting's okay. You're gonna get better hands to fold, like pocket 9s, pocket 8s will probably fold a decent amount because it is multi-way.
Yeah, if I'm Loser here, I'm going for a bet.
I think that, yeah, sure, a king or jack isn't going to fold to you here, but I think it's worth just trying to fold out some hands. Like when you're semi-bluffing, usually you want me to want betting rather than taking passive action so that, you know, if you make your hand, you win the pot, but, you know, if you don't make your hand, at least you can try and fold out other hands. So, chance out, and Bryn Kenny, jack deuce. It's just a half pot bet. It's probably going to make the call. He's not loving it. But I think when he makes a call, usually Loser, if he's got like a draw, like queen 10 or spades, is actually just not going to fire the river unimproved because it's a paired board. It kind of looks like he's got a weak king or some jacks. River's king. I really doubt Loser will bet this river. He'd just have to put Kenny on exclusively a jack, and he needs to bet big enough to make that jack fold. So he's going to check.
Yeah, I mean, and occasionally, Loser's going to either win or chop the pot with Bryn Kenny here by checking.
Like to see Bryn check this. Ace high is no good. Show him the deuce. You know, Manig's probably like, man, I wish I 3-bet now for raising this trash on the button.
Yeah, that's certainly something you want to pay attention to at the table is how wide your opponents are opening from various positions. And if you see your opponent open a hand like Jack Deuce offsuit on the button, what that means is that when you're on his left in the blinds, you need to be 3-bet bluffing more as well as opening up your 3-bet value range.
On to the next hand. Aldemir, ace-3 offsuit's gonna let this one go. This is a $1 million Hong Kong dollar buy-in main event. Currently playing level 5, playing 7 levels today. Loser 8-3 suited on the button. He's gonna make the raise.
6.6.
A little bit loose, but don't think it's the end of the world as long as your blinds don't re-raise you too much. Chando, ace-3 suited. A hand that a lot of people like to 3-bet off the small blind. They put it in their 3-bet bluff range. I think it's a good hand 3-bet bluff. It's also a reasonable hand to call as well. Generally speaking, when you're out of position, you try to be a bit more aggressive so you don't have to play, you know, try to just take it down pre-flop. I think he is going to try and do that.
Call.
No, he's going to call.
No, he does just call. I would have liked to see him 3-bet bluff there as well.
As long as he didn't fold, so that's all right.
But Chan could be thinking, you know what, Tan has been so loose here, maybe he can keep him around in case Chan picks up some flush draw or something really cool.
Well, Tan picks up trip jacks with 5 kicker and Loser with a flush draw. Definitely going to bet this flop. Is he? No, just check it back. He did insta check it back. So some players like to check back a flush draw just so that they know that. So it's not like, oh, you always exclude a flush from their range whenever they check back the flop.
Right, specifically on this board, I kind of like checking back the flush draw. When your opponents continue, your equity's not great, and you're not going to be able to double barrel too many turns. However, if they lead into you on the turn and then you call with your flush draw, you're going to get quite a bit of credit.
So Tan's going to bet here with his Jack 5.
Bet
Say 12,000. About half the pot. Loser here. Feels like he might have underrepresented his flush draw, so if he hits a flush, actually might be able to get paid off huge, but he's going to let it go.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot there with just the 8-high flush draw, and that's
The bad part is if, say, a 10 comes off, he hits a straight, opponent has a king, oh, great, lose more chips, right?
Right, that's part of the problem of opening the 8-3 of hearts. I mean, even when you flop a flush draw, a lot of times you're not going to be able to profitably put more chips in the pot.
Schwantan is building again. He likes to win a lot of like small, medium pots and then lose a really big pot. So we'll see if he can change that pattern sooner than later.
You're not in a big one.
Sorry?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Struggle.
Wish I could.
Oh.
Here's on. Fish hooks here, raising it up.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Aldemir with ace deuce offsuit defending the big blind. These two players are going heads up.
What's up?
Outflopped pocket jacks. And I think people have different opinions on how to play pocket jacks, whether to bet on the flop or just check back. Looks like he's going to check camp.
That's the camp that I'm in.
Turns a queen. Sometimes this happens though, then you're like, kind of wish I bet the flop. But Aldemir actually outflopped him already. So Aldemir, should he bet this turn? Taking feigning weakness, and Arnaud's going to check again. I'm definitely not going to start betting on a queen. My opponent can easily hit a queen. There's another queen, so it actually makes his jacks look pretty good. I can see Aldemir actually start betting. Usually if someone has air, they would have bet the flop or the turn. They're not going to wait till the river to start stabbing, so it does look like Arnaud is just trying to check it down. So Aldemir, like to see you put a bet in. Try to get called by a hand like pocket nines, pocket tens, and jacks. Like 5,500. Actually, big bet, 10,000.
10,000 bet.
Just trying to make it look like he's buying the pot. I don't think Arnaud's gonna call. I think it's realistic for Aldemir actually to have a queen. Queen 10, queen jack, and king queen and play his hand this way.
I think we will see Arnaud call here.
I think he's gonna call. It's a tough spot. I'm leaning towards he's gonna fold, but I wouldn't fault him for calling either.
Well, Arnaud should, in theory, be calling here with
Yeah, he's gonna fold.
more than 60% of the hands that he plays this way. So what better hands does he check back the flop, check back the turn with? I think he'd value bet a lot of queens on the turn
And it's a
that he raises from early position.
my read was right that he was gonna fold. That's all I knew, he was gonna fold.
Well, it was the right fold. But if Corey Aldemir has somebody watching the stream for him or he's learning this information, then he'll know next time to just fire off 2/3 pot with whatever random hand he defended from the big blind in a spot like that.
Also, my intuition says that he was going to fold was because he folded the sevens against Xuan 10 on that king 10 board, which I thought at the time seemed like a call based on how he was playing. Just my personal opinion. It's usually wrong. Occasionally I'm right though. Loser here, king 5 of spades, going to make a raise. I noticed that Loser likes to raise relatively looser than most people.
Heads up.
Tobergson defends the big blind.
Check.
The old 8-9 queen flop.
So I've come to realize when you raise, like, sure, it's great when you... I think raising looser was much better before because the big blind would fold so much of their range. But now that you have to
Bet
play
6.8.
post flop, you get a lot of... You tend to... I realize you miss flops really badly. He still won this pot, but like, say like, you know, 7-3 offsuit, queen 4 suited or whatever. They just actually don't hit the flop at all, and then you're just kind of blindly betting on like these connected boards a bit more. So, you know, I used to think like, oh, you can just raise any hand because they just fold pre-flop anyways. But now, since the big blind is defending so much more, and even people calling in position more, I don't like it as much. Don't think it's a bad strategy, but just something to maybe consider cutting back on.
Raise 5.5.
Bring Kenny, Jack King off. And Schwantan, pocket sevens, gonna take a flop. Quick call. Registration will be open tomorrow for another 5 levels, so you can be in for a lot of bullets here.
That's up.
I mean, I think some people in the short deck event were in for 5 bullets. Top set for Schwantan. King Jack here. Does he bet this flop? No, he checks. It's kind of a bad flop to slow play pocket sevens here. Too many bad cards like a 3, 5, 8. So that's why you're seeing Schwantan bet this flop.
Bet 10.5.
Really big bet actually. But Kenny just lets it go. It's gonna be a 3-day event. Tomorrow we will play down to the final table. And the day after we will play that final table.
Raise 5.5. Fold. Fold.
So we'll play level 7 and finish for the day today.
Raise 16,000.
Torbergson 3-betting 7-6 suited. He's got the worst hand, but he might make a better hand fold. Chan is out of position with 9-7 hearts. They've got deep stacks, so I wouldn't fault Chan for calling out of position with 9-7 hearts. Wouldn't mind if he folded as well. I think he just lets it go. So the power of aggression showing there where the worst hand wins.
Yeah, Chan a pretty tight player in general. Opens it up there a little bit, but gets 3-bet and has to let it go.
Blinds are up to 3,000. 2 more levels today. Wai Long Chan is the chip leader of our table, 417,000. Romain Arnaud just kind of chipping down a little bit at a time, but he's got 34 big blinds. Everyone else in the middle kind of just cruising a bit. Not too much change besides Schwantan, who's been playing some big pots.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster for Tan, but he finds himself with about a starting stack right now.
Aldemir, ace-9 offsuit.
Raise 6.5.
Opens it up. We change tables every break, so every 2 hours of play.
Thanks.
Makes it fair. I've been told that they're not going to choose which feature table to put on just because, oh, all these cool players are on there. So I like that. I like the fairness of it.
Check.
Great flop for Aldemir here. Fortunately for him, Lozier has nothing.
Should see it just a bet and fold.
Bet 5.5. Fold.
much more quiet table when Jungle Man's not at it.
Yeah, just some poker.
There was some good table talk at the last table between Jungle Man and Patrick Antonius, Paul Foy. These players now, after dinner break, all down to business.
Oh. It's 6.5.
Raise 19,000.
Torbertson 3-betting. Pocket queens for Kenny.
Wow, familiar spot here.
The same guys, right? Yep, it's Torbertson.
I think Tan had entered.
But the same 3-better and the same 4-better coming right now.
Right.
He made it 47,000 last time, but it was the previous blind level, so I'm not sure what's going to make it here.
Well, also Kenny last time was out of position. This time it's his button.
Pocket queens. I like this re-raise. 55,000 about, right? 56. About what I expected.
That seems a little bit big to me.
Yeah, it's all right. It's about, what, 2.5? A little bit more, right? 2.7x?
Just shy of 3x.
Seems reasonable. You wouldn't want to make it like 42K, because then you're... I mean, we saw earlier Rui Cal call 4-bet with 6-5 of diamonds, so if you were 4-bet bluffing, like, you wouldn't want your opponent to be calling.
I think I would have made it 46K here.
Torbertson, ace-queen. He's got a good hand this time. He's got to be a little bit suspicious, but can he just let it go? I think it's okay for him to let it go. Sure, you get bluffed here sometimes, and he is going to do that.
Wow. He does let it go. He is not suspicious. Kenny now 4-betting him for the second time. Frustrating for Marius.
Pocket kings. Been waiting for a hand. Gonna raise this one up to 6,500.
6-5 raise.
Well, Tan is a hand that most people fold out of the big blind, not Tan. Gonna see a flop here with 6-3.
That's up.
Actually, a reasonable flop for Tan because Arnaud is not going to want to put in many bets here.
No luck.
Going to be able to see a turn in a river usually.
Well, if I'm Arnaud here, I'm actually
At least
c-betting
you're
this
always the
board.
best dressed guy.
Guess you're going to put like 6K in there, 7K.
Yeah, I'd bet 7 or 8K.
Trying to get value from some 10s, some straight draws. He took that 6K.
Are you over 60 already? Very young. Don't look young. At least you are 40 something. 70 years old. You alright today? Yeah. Good luck, Are you learning short tack?
So he's going to make the call like this play. It's a hit a 6 or 3 to catch up. Turns to jack. Gives Arnaud
Check.
flush draw now. Not flush draw, and a straight draw. But I probably would check here. I just feel like you're not getting called by worse too often. Like, you're up against 10 jack a decent amount, right? Of course, any ace.
I think Tan's big blind defending range is wide enough. I think I would have bet like 8K.
He rivers the nut flush. I think this is going to get a bet out of Tan. It's not going to work, but I would like to bet my hand. If I have 6-3 here, I can get a lot of better hands to fold. You know, like Queen Jack without a spade, they're going to fold. Ace X without a spade might fold. I'd love to see him bet. No, he doesn't need to bet too much because he doesn't expect a spade to fold. So just bet enough to get random hands to fold, like, I don't know, 13, 14K?
I think you might need to go a little bigger than that to get an ace to fold.
So he is going to bet. He could bet 18K? 20K. It's not going to work. Clearly, because Arnaud has some nuts. The literal nuts right now. I guess you just min raise, right? With pocket kings here?
Yeah, you should raise pretty small in this spot.
Like, you don't need to raise any bigger than min. You want to get crying calls out of a queen of spades. Literally the only hand that might call you.
Raise. 55-5.
So it makes it 55-5. Tan here. 6-3 lays it down. So still don't mind the way Tan played this hand. Just happened to run into the nuts.
So this table is 7-handed, but there are 34 entries in this event. We saw some of the other players earlier. They've been switching up the feature table so that everybody has some time on the stream, so as not to advantage or disadvantage any specific players. Very well run by Triton here. If you're just joining us, this is the Triton Super High Roller Poker Series. Coming to you live from Montenegro, the Mistral Resort and Casino. These players all bought in for 1 million Hong Kong dollars, which is approximately 125,000 US dollars. Some of them have bought in more than one time in order to try to be the 2018 Montenegro Triton Poker Champion.
Schwantan limps to small blind, 8-9 offsuit. I think Aldemir is going to pump up ace-9 suited. It's going to be way ahead of Tan's limping range.
Yeah, Aldemir is going to raise here, and if Tan came back over the top, Aldemir is not going to fold this time.
Yeah, I think with the dynamic. So it's going to make about 10,000.
Well, no coming back over the top, just a call from Tan. Tan, though, in poor shape here. He's dominated by the ace-9 of Aldemir.
Check.
So Aldemir doesn't flop anything. It's a very dry board.
Yeah, generally would be standard to check here.
Wouldn't fault him for betting like 9K here, just trying to take control of the hand and take down the pot right now. But he's going to check.
Well, we've been seeing a lot of players over c-bet in general.
Turns to 10, so this might actually let Tan win the pot if he bets. So it's a problem with checking. You give up the initiative, kind of just waving the flag a bit. But Tan doesn't take the bet, so checking turns out to be a great play. Aldemir is probably going to check again.
look like he is checking. I certainly would have checked the turn.
He's going to bet 20,000 pot size bet, and it's going to take it down.
Not too sure why Aldemir chose to bet that turn.
It's kind of like if you're betting the turn, maybe better just to bet the flop. Right? Like if you're going to choose one street, it seems a little bit strange. It's kind of like more things come out, but now you're letting your opponent pick up piece, and didn't you want to bet? It seems a little bit counterintuitive, but it does work. So here is the table chip leader, Bryn Kenny. Just got into this event about 1 or 2 levels ago. Table short stack is Romain Arnauld, grinding it up, but he is going up a little bit. He had a little bit less chips at the last time we've seen the chip counts. This is unlimited re-entries up to level 12, which is tomorrow. Well, you have to register on level 11, actually. Loser. Queen 10 offsuit is going to make a raise.
65.
Chan of ace queen offsuit. Very reasonable hand to re-raise here. He might.
Yeah, I think we see a lot of players call in this spot.
Either way, we have seen players re-raise like Torbertson, as we saw earlier. Fold it to a 4-bet. We'll see what strategy he wants to take. That is a call. Oh, no, that's a re-raise? Okay, he's re-raising now to about 19,000, 18,000. 18,000. Maybe kind of a more sizing you might be used to.
Yeah, a little bit smaller, less than 3x.
2.5x, and those are quickly fold, so nice little pop for Chan there.
Yeah, somebody coming from a math GTO background. I always thought that the tournament 3-bet sizing was too small for a long time. Now, that trend seems to have changed in the tournament community. It seems like people going for larger sizing. As you pointed out, Randy, it's because people they just had such a good price to defend the 3-bets previously when people were 3-betting 2.5x, for example. Here Tan with pocket aces again, playing a pot against Aldemir.
Well, Aldemir, he's on a dealer button? Or is something wrong here?
No, Aldemir is on the dealer button.
Flatted in position. King 4 offsuit?
He's got position in the pot, so he's going to use his position to his advantage. Oh, there we go.
Okay, I was going to say, I got trolled pretty hard.
Sorry, Arnaud actually flatted the big blinds here. We have Tan continuation betting. Arnaud with top pair, he's not going anywhere.
Turn is a 6. Like to see Tan continuing to bet. Try to get value from Queen. Queen's more likely than an 8, given there's 2 8s on the flop. If he thinks Arnaud has a hand like Jack 10, then he technically should check, but I like betting here. You can represent a lot of missed diamonds here. So he is going to fire again. 20,500. Arnaud, a little bit of a tough spot. This kicker practically doesn't play. but he knows Tan is aggressive. He's seen him 3-barrel with 5 high in a re-raise pot for 200,000 chips. Can he really fold this against Tan? His turn flush draw. Yeah, he's not folding. And, you know, like, some people just think that Tan's not going to adjust and he's just always going to have air. It's going to pay off for Tan. River's a 3. Now, Tan. How much do you think he should bet? He's got to try to get value out of the queen, right? With his image, he's more likely to get paid off as well.
If I'm Tan, I'm going around 49, 50,000.
Let's see if Xuan Tan has heard your advice or not. Just trying to think what hand can call me. I mean, there are reasonable on that. Queen Jack, Queen 10, Queen 9, King Queen, Ace Queen. So he's going to go 65,500. That's a big bet. Really polarizing his range right now. He's trying to make it seem like he would never bet a queen like this, because I guess most people wouldn't actually bet a queen like Queen Jack, Queen 10 wouldn't pot it, right? So he's really trying to make it look like he's got air.
Yeah, I think Ace Queen could bet like this, as well as King Queen.
Very possible. But he's
Arnaud.
Yeah, makes the
Wow,
call.
Arnaud makes a call.
Show him aces. Xuan Tan.
Great hand for Tan there. And Arnaud, I actually thought we were going to see Arnaud let that one go with the way that Arnaud had been playing previous rivers.
Xuan Tan is laughing. Lost 73% of his stack there, top pair. 7 kicker. Wow, I think like it seems like just made a big mistake there. He just seemed like him, Xuan Tan, bluffing off some chips to other people. Like, just seems so active from his point of view. He's like, oh, I'm gonna catch this guy, but got aces now.
Yeah, I think theory would dictate a fold on that river with the Queen 7, but I think that Arnaud was
Just
more making an exploitative call there.
They just think Xuan Tan is just bluffing too much. But you know, Tan,
Brent, get a big blind, Brent.
he's a good player. Like, sure, he makes some like aggressive plays and like maybe a little bit looser, but he's clearly a thinking player. So you got to give him credit to adjust as well. Because if you don't do that, you're gonna make huge mistakes against him. Right? Let's just assume, for example, Xuan Tan only plays tight from now on, and you think this guy's bluffing every spot, and he just keeps showing you the nuts, and Tan will be profiting so huge. Like the way
Sure,
he's
but
playing.
that's only going to be the case if he actually does start playing tight
Sure.
from now on.
We don't
So
know,
we'll
but
see.
we
We'll
gotta
see if Tan is going to adjust it in that way.
You got to give someone credit to be able to adjust when they're putting in $1 million Hong Kong to play a tournament.
When someone like has direct view to you and then doesn't say
Yeah, I mean, in
anything.
this kind of spot.
Here,
it's silly, like-
actually, I couldn't hold anything for you though, really, because you don't
So
have
here,
a view.
10 opening the pocket sixes. Corey Aldemir, Ace Queen suited in the cutoff. He will be 3-betting, and I don't think that he will be folding
He was
to
just
any
looking for
additional
cutoff to
action
be
from
nicer.
Tan here.
Yeah.
With the way that
So
they're
it's 10-5.
For the history, if you guys missed it, Aldemir has 3-bet Tan
Under the gun, you're like,
2 times with junky hands, and Tan has, wow, okay. I was going to say Tan has 4-bet him 2 times with junk hand, but Torbergson wakes up with pocket kings.
Yeah, this time he's going to have somebody else 4-betting him.
Yeah, and the dynamic is kind of similar. It's Tan raising, someone 3-betting Tan, and now someone else is 4-betting the guy who 3-bets Tan. But everyone has folded to the 4-bet.
42.
So he's opting for 42,000. He is making an adjustment due to Aldemir's stack size, not needing to make it too much bigger than this.
Yeah, I like this 4-bet size here.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think Tan is talking about the players behind him who keeps 4-betting or 3-betting him.
And I think we're going to see Aldemir take a flop here.
I don't know if he knows much about Torbergson's play so far. I don't know. I wouldn't fault him for trying to see a flop here, but he's going to be out of position.
Yeah, he's just getting such a good price here with ace-queen suited.
He needs to be thinking, how often is he getting 4-bet bluffed? If he's getting 4-bet bluffed at all, he needs to make the call. If he's never getting 4-bet bluffed, sure, make the fold. I don't know the answer to that.
I would say that calling is the best play. Shoving is the second best play. Folding is not really in my arsenal here.
Well, he does make the call.
And he's a 2-to-1 equity dog right now against the Kings of Torbergson.
Yeah, Aldermere's got a lot of his stack in there right now. A third of his stack is in the middle. Corey needs an ace. Well, this flop, I'm actually going to save him chips. I'm not going to be able to get more damage happen to him.
Well, we'll see what size Torbergson bets here.
I like to see him bet about 20, 25K, 26K. Really doesn't even bet too much more than that. Because you got to look at the effective stack size. Aldemir only has 96K remaining. Pot size bet.
Yeah, I think if Torbergson bets anything less than 20K, we're going to see Aldemir continue.
So he does bet 25K, just as I expected.
I think 25K though. Aldemir might go ahead and pitch the ace-queen.
Aldemir really doesn't have anything. Doesn't have no backdoor flush draws. Just has ace-queen high. He needs to go on a stone cold read that Torbergson just has air. And I don't know if that's true.
I mean, he's getting obviously a great price to peel here.
Sometimes just because you're getting great price might mean it's a trap. You know? Sometimes Torbergson, when he actually has air, would make a bigger bet on flop, but
yeah,
Aldemir calls.
Aldemir does call with the ace-queen. I think that certainly makes sense with the math. And now he's looking at like a 2-to-1 pot to stack ratio.
It's not a great spot. I mean, it's going to be a shove from Torbergson. What else can he do? Unless he really thought Aldemir was floating him with high cards, then I would check the turn, but I don't think he knows that. He probably puts Aldemir on like pocket jacks or pocket tens a lot, and just going to try and shove and represent 2 spades or 2 diamonds. So he's going to shove. Aldemir. Doubt he's going to make the call. Yeah, he just folds. Just lost half of his stack there. Trying to pick off Torbergson. So he's chipping up. Remember, Torbergson had like 120K. Now he's got 320. Just got to grind it up.
Yeah, Marius Torbergson is cruising.
Over to Schwantan's gonna muck these 9-5 offsuit. Starting stack was 250,000. Arnaud, 35,000. He's all in.
No.
He's only got 12 big blinds. He needs to make this shove, and it's gonna work.
5,000. How much is 5,000? I don't think so. Somewhat pretty. Oh.
Yeah, we need to know that.
Yeah, you need to know that, huh?
We are on a 30-minute delay today, guys. We'll play level 7, wrap up, and then tomorrow play down to a final table. The day after, we'll crown champion. live from the Maestro Resort and Casino in Montenegro. Aldemir of Jack 10 offsuit. He's going to let it go. Getting short. Torbertson, ace queen. Going to make the raise. Just a little pot there. As Torbertson continues to chip up. Hope everyone is enjoying the quality stream here. Currently 36 entries. Unlimited re-entry is available for the first 11 levels.
You reckon the Area 100K and this kind of stuff is going to be okay? Yeah?
Yeah, it should be. Last year was really good. But Leon was in for like 6.
Right, yeah, I remember.
Maybe not 6, so like 5 or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Aldemir of ace 8 of clubs under the gun. He's got 23 big blinds. Gonna make the min raise. Needs to hope no one picks up a hand. Ace Jack fold. Quick fold from Torbertson. Interesting.
So Leon's not playing a super robot.
Guess he was just playing Aldemir's stack. Han's gonna let go of his hand.
There were a lot of other players at the table who would not have folded the ace-jack there.
Some people will call, some people will 3-bet, and some people will fold. I actually think all of the options are okay. Maybe against someone like Aldemir, I wouldn't fold. Find it opens a little bit more pots than some of the players. Torbertson waking up ace king now. Seems like he's in every
It's
pot.
like after they feed us a big dinner, everyone's sitting like this.
Yeah. We already
You're
said
the
that.
only one not sitting like this. What? You're the only one sitting like, oh, everyone else is
Well, it's
like,
pocket fours.
That's different
14
degree
big
of like
blinds.
either like this or like
Think there's a
this.
close spot, maybe?
No, I'm definitely folding the 4s
Folding.
after Tobertson opens. I think a closer spot is Bryn Kenny's ace-3 of hearts. I may have considered 3-betting that.
10 in a
Yeah,
small blind
for
with
sure.
pocket deuces.
I need a cocktail.
Seems like he wants to get involved here.
Anyway, after the break,
Pretty sure he's gonna call here.
Just, like,
Doesn't really
chill
strike me as a
back,
guy who's going to fold pocket
read up,
deuces.
Tick away on my phone and get through an
And the
hour
way he
fast.
plays, I think he can get paid off big if he gets the right flop. Aldemir of king 6 offsuit, multi-way. Tricky, right? You're getting good odds, but then you got a bad stack, a dominated hand. Some people call, some people fold.
Yeah, I think I'd call this hand.
He's going to make the call. Not going to like to know that Torbertson has ace king though. Ace 9-7, rainbow. Not too exciting. Just top pair, top kicker. It's gonna fire about, I would say about 10,000. Those
I think
yellows
you'll
are
go a little bigger,
5,000.
closer to half pot. Yeah, just
Yeah,
right about.
11,000. The blues are 25K. In case you think Torbertson doesn't look like he's got too many chips. He's got a lot of chips.
Marius Tobertson cannot be stopped. Tobertson gets my vote for best dressed at this table. And also best facial hair. And also coolest first name.
Marius?
Isn't that a cool first name?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Trying to think who else is at the table. Might have a cool. I like Corey's name better. I like the way it's spelled. K-O-R-A-Y. I like it. Everyone's got a unique name, actually. Montenegro here, opening up ace-8 offsuit.
65.
Schwantan, ace-9.
35.
Actually might want to get involved here. It's an active player. It's actually a reasonable hand to try and re-raise someone.
Yeah, Schwantan is going to 3-bet here.
Yep. Schwantan doing the Schwantan, making 20,000.
Before Schwantan 3-bets, he starts chip shuffling very quickly. That's a dead giveaway. He's going to 3-bet you.
Yeah. Doesn't mean it's good or a bad hand. Just means he's going to 3-bet you, and he takes it down quickly. You know, if I find I'm getting 3-bet a lot from the player in position of me, I'm going to either open fold more, like don't raise hands like ace-8 offsuit, or I'm going to consider 4-bet bluffing once in a while, right? Because definitely don't want to keep on raising and folding.
I imagine you're also going to start to flat some hands you might otherwise fold.
Correct. Probably not
Against a
ace-8.
3-bet.
Not ace-8 offsuit, but like
No,
some other hands.
that one would be in the 4-bet category.
So actions on. Bryn Kenny's going to muck this hand. Chan's opening up ace-4 offsuit. Hasn't played a pot in a while, so should get a bit more credit.
Yeah, I'm surprised by this open by Chan. Chan has been playing pretty solid, and this is a little bit of a loose open here from the hijack.
But, you know, he hasn't been playing that many pots, so, you know, opponent's not even defending the suited 7 in the big blind.
Yeah,
So it worked out.
I think with the way that Chan has been playing, I like folding 7-3 in the big blind there. Seven players at this table, 36 entries total in this tournament. This is a 1 million Hong Kong dollar buy-in main event.
Leon Chan's going to open up 7-5 of diamonds.
All the best.
Insta 3-bet, ace-2 suited. Yeah, I like the way Schwantan plays.
Oh yeah.
Torbergson.
This is a 3-bet I can definitely get behind here.
And I think Chan's going to fold this hand. I mean, he folded some better hands than 7-5 suited to 3-bet, so the only reason he's going to call here is that he thinks Tan is getting way out of line since he 3-bet him with 5-3 of clubs earlier.
Yeah, Chan knows how Tan plays here.
And they're very deep, so actually he's going to make the call.
Wow. Loose call.
Trying to outflop his opponent. He does not. Tan with the best hand, a pair of deuces. I'd like to see him fire a bet here. Just take it down now. A lot of good turns for you. Spades, we can multi-barrel. So he's going to fire. About 20,000. Chan just got to let this go.
Schwantan is the poster boy of it works every time until it doesn't.
He grinds pretty well. Just needs to win the big pots.
Hey Richard, you should do a commentator. You should be in the booth.
他说他应该做了个
Blinds are
讲话的
1,500, 3,000 right now. Over to the small blind. 10-9 suited. I think Kenny's going to come along for call. Seems to be the standard play these days, so he does. Montenegro 10-7 of clubs. He's going to check and take a flop. So Bryn Kenny flops, pair of nines. Does he bet or does he check? He checks, try to induce a bet. Doesn't work. Turn is an 8, so Menig actually turns open in a straight draw.
Kind of surprised Menig didn't stab this flop.
Well, Kenny's going to bet on the turn. Can't imagine Menig folding here.
No, he's never folding.
Sometimes he hits his hand. Sometimes he just goes check, and he bets a river. River's a 5. Kenny, he needs to decide, should he value bet against an 8 or should he check to try and induce from straight draws and flush draws? Checking would be the better play considering Menig's actual hand. But he's going to try and get some value. That's 9,500. Half the pot. Menig right now, 10-7.
He's thinking about raising Bryn Kenny up here, trying to get him out of this pot.
Yeah. I mean, he's only got so much time, so he needs to figure out soon. Raises. 30,000.
Wow, I like this play here by Lozier.
I mean, he's representing 6-7 and really random 2 pairs, I guess. 6-7 is the main hand he's representing. Bryn Kenny on a shot clock, though. It's tough to make this call on a shot clock. I think he can maybe sniff it out if he's got more time. Very weird play. Nice. He's going to make the call. Look at
Wow,
this.
great call by Bryn Kenny.
Bryn Kenny's one of the best. Look at that. Told you this guy was good. I mean, it's a nice creative bluff by Lozier there, but he represented so few hands, I think,
Yeah.
that Bryn Kenny was like, yeah, you got too many draws here. And now he's got 452,000. Bryn Kenny playing excellent poker. Lost 28% of his stack right there. Lozier. Tough, man. Really nice call there, mid-pair.
Great call by Bryn Kenny. Really good poker.
Yeah, he didn't expect to get raised, but when he did, he was like, yeah, I know this guy's capable of bluffing. There's a lot of draws. Did he really have 6-7 here? Kind of like the only hand he's representing, right? 6-7.
Right.
Because some people, when they have like a bottom 2 pair, would just call the river. So something to think about as well. Bryn Kenny now ace-4 offsuit. Going to raise this one.
Over to Chan. Do you call or do you 3-bet here with the King-Jack of hearts?
I think it plays great both ways. Really doesn't matter too much. Just depends on what you want to, how you want to play your game at this moment. Now he just opts to call. Seems fine to me. You leave a lot of worse hands in there that you dominate. Gets an inside straight draw. He's going to check call this flop. And Kenny bets pretty small. Ace-4. And Chan's going to check call here. I like the check call. It just seems like if you raise, you're representing too few hands. The queen on a turn actually quite effective for Chan to maybe want to represent. Although he does have the nutted non-pair hand, so he doesn't really need to bluff King-Jack. Maybe better to bluff like King-10 and 10-Jack type hands. King-Jack, I think I'm happy with checking because you do beat a lot of hands. But like you know, you got 10 jack. I like leading the queen. You represent a queen very well. And I don't think he needs a bluff with king jack.
So if you had a queen, you'd lead the turn instead of checking?
Yeah, because usually what happens is the guy who pre-flop raises sometimes usually checks mid-pair a reasonable amount, so they don't really have a queen too much. So what happens is they don't actually try and bluff at the queen unless they've got ace queen or set, right? They keep betting, but then those are strong hands.
13.
Big bet's really small, 13,000. Actually trying to get value of ace no kicker right now. You know, if Chan's got a really crafty play, he could maybe come along for a check raise, thinking that Kenny would usually bet a queen on the turn. Would probably bet pocket nines and pocket aces on the turn because Chan has queen X a lot, so you got to keep betting. But if he check raises here, the thing is, we just saw Bryn Kenny bet call mid pair. So do you want to try and check raise bluff a guy who you just saw call? And actually, he just calls the nut pair, king jack, and Chan loses the pot. Wow. Bryn Kenny got value of ace 4 on ace queen queen 9 by worse. I don't know how he did it. He did it. And just shows you how good he is.
Yeah, Bryn Kenny playing very, very well there. Playing a couple of hands perhaps differently than most players in this tournament would, and just showing what a fantastic poker player he is. As you can see, he is now the chip leader at this featured table. Then there's a big gap between Bryn Kenny and Chan. Chan pretty close in chip stacks to Tan and Tobergson. Arnaud with only 12 big blinds is a short stack at the table.
Arnaud with pocket jacks. Let's jam these one in. What else are you gonna do? You got 11 big blinds.
Yeah, that's the hand you want when you have 11 big blinds.
Bryn Kenny, ace 9 offsuit. Just thinking about it. I think it's a
Yeah, Bryn Kenny's gonna fold.
close but not great spot. Probably would fold as well. Over to Tan of king queen offsuit.
Tan is not gonna fold.
I think you got to call this one. He's shoving any pair.
No way Tan is folding.
Yep, calls. I like the way he's holding his cards too. Almost seems like Arnaud is meant to lose to Tan because Tan just took all of his chips. Wants to finish him off. Well, he's dodged the flop. He needs king or queen to eliminate Arnaud. Turns a 4. 14% chance to hit it on the river. And the river is a king on the river.
There it is.
GG.
Yeah, you're really good at
Good game, Arnaud.
We lose Arnaud, and Tan hits the river there. Continues to add to his stack.
Eliminated Romain Arnaud. He has an option to re-enter for another $1 million Hong Kong right now. He has up to a level 11 actually, so he can actually take the rest of the day off if he wants. If he doesn't feel too hot today.
Yeah, most of the players who enter today are still in the tournament. Day 1, you don't see as many eliminations, and then come tomorrow, we'll see day 2, we'll see a whole lot more eliminations as the blinds continue to increase.
Tobergson of king 4 of hearts. Let's go. Bryn Kenny of 10-8 also in the hijack. Chan ace 4 off, so he's going to raise into Aldemir and Tan. Aldemir 10-7 offsuit. I think he should defend this one. He's got about 21 big blinds. Doubt he's gonna fold it. He's gonna make the call.
Call.
Ace, Jack, 6, rainbow. Chan flops top pair. He's gonna bet and take this one down pretty much immediately. All right, play underway. Bryn Kenny folds. Schwantan of pocket tens. He's back up to almost 400,000. Couldn't make the raise. Pocket jacks for Corey Aldemir right now. He's gonna shove, get snap called by pocket tens. In a great position to double up. Should be about an 82% chance favorite.
Excuse me. On the break, do you change the tables or not?
Excuse me. Yeah, usually for the production, they're the ones.
And then we move back to right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pocket tens and pocket jacks. What a cooler for tan, but it's still
이건 내 입장.
hit a 10, 70%
내
chance.
입장.
Corey dodges the flop. 2 more cards to come. 1 more to go. And Aldemir doubles to 122,000. I mean, this is just a big cooler.
Yeah, and now Corey has about half a starting stack.
And after that ace queen hand, he's back to where he was.
58.2. 58.2.
58원. 58.
25, 50, 55, 56, 58.2.
68원. 68원.
On to the next hand shortly.
Tan 7-4 offsuit.
Yeah, in the cutoff. It's a bit aggressive, eh?
Base 6.5.
Hi, my name is Schwantan. I don't care who I'm playing against. I raise you with 7-4 offsuit in the cutoff. Aldemir. We don't see his whole cards this time.
We don't see him, but we know he's going to 3-bet.
I actually don't think Aldemir is bluffing this time, but maybe he is. I think,
What do you think he has?
17,000.
I think he's got a hand he wants to play. Because
17,000, that's a pretty small 3-bet.
I would stop 3-betting Tan as bluffs.
How would you read into this 3-bet here?
I think it's a bit, I mean, it should be stronger. I'm not saying it actually is, but I think with just game flow, he shouldn't really be attacking him too much as with really garbage hands anymore.
那均码多少？那均码多少？均码平均成本。是差不多，没有人出。
All right, so Tan's got queen eight of clubs. He's going to raise this one. Much better hand. Raise 6,500. Torbergson calls in position with 7-6 of hearts. He's going to get the other two guys to fold.
Fold.
Looks like we got a new player coming to the table. It looks like Dominic Micha.
Heads up.
Looks like he's got a pretty good stack too. So Schwantan was the pre-flop raiser. Flops a flush draw.
Getting crushed by Bryn.
Same as always.
He's gonna make the continuation bet. And win this pot pretty much immediately.
Das spielt die ganzen echt weird Spiele.
Nietzsche was at the feature table earlier.
Weißt du online?
Left and came back. We also covered him a little bit in the 6 Max event number 2. Very strong German player.
Raise 6.5.
Here's Chan, pocket queens under the gun. And Tan under the gun 1 with 10s.
I like calling here. I think they're really deep. No reason to really 3-bet right now.
He does make the call. And look at this, Aldemir with ace-king. So the first 3 hands, queens, 10s, and ace-king. And Aldemir's not just going to call.
Yeah, he's going to squeeze to about, I want to say 25, 26K? I don't know, what do you think? Maybe more? 28K?
I think he'll make it 24, 25.
Raise 27.5.
Wow,
27.5.
27.5. Pretty large 3-bet there.
We know Chan's going to get it in with him. He's going to make, I think Chan should just 4-bet, get it in now. He wants to kick out Tan. You don't want to play a 3-way pocket queens if you don't have to when you get so deep. You want to get it in with Aldemir while you can. Aldemir is going to have hands like pocket jacks, so you don't want to let an ace or king flop miss value. Chan's gonna repop again, making about what, 65K?
Raise 60,000.
60,000. 4-bet. Tan's probably wondering, how come I don't get to see anything with bucket 10s? It's gonna make the good laydown. Should be a quick all-in from Aldemir. Doesn't have too much to really think about. Save those time bank chips. Yeah, so he's gonna shove.
Yeah, he's not super pumped about it.
So we're gonna have a coin flip. So it's gonna be 56% chance for Chan, 44% chance for Ace King. Needs to hit an Ace or King, or Aldemir is gonna be out. $1,000,000 Hong Kong dollars right now. 284,000 chip pot. The flop is 976 rainbow. Oh, flush draw. Turns a jack. There's no spades in either player's hand. He's hit an ace or a king. And Aldemir is out of here. Good game for him. I think we'll see him rebuy into the tournament. I'm not sure if he'll rebuy today, but I think he's a bit disappointed with how things would happen.
Yeah, Corey will be back in there. He played well. He got bluffed by Tan. 4-bet bluffed by Tan several times.
He made some good plays. He just got a little bit outplayed by Tan a little bit today. So doesn't mean that he played poorly. Just that Tan just kind of one-upped them every single time.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll be looking at the stream and learning from that before jumping back into the tournament.
Tan of King 3 offsuit is going to muck here.
Guys, after this level, we're going to move to that table 4.
So we will get a table change.
15-minute dinner break. All the 100 chips are coming off. Tournament dealers, please do the chip.
Looks like this is the last hand before the break.
Raise 7.5.
I've like a little under 9.
Lows are trying to steal some blinds while people try to get on their break. So one fold and
Put the button
Chan,
on the dom stack after.
King 3
Remember your
offsuit.
button next time.
I think he's going to try and see a flop here.
7.5.
He is going to see a flop. Not going to let Loser get away with this.
Heads up. Check.
Loser just has nothing. Completely whiffed the board. It's going to take a stab. Just a small bet. Just trying to fold out anything that just missed as well. Chando is not going to fold top pair. 3 kicker.
What?
15, 5.
5, 5, 5.
5, 5.
5, 5.
Sorry.
5,500. It's going to check call. It's your turn.
Call.
Oh. Thank you.
Turns to 10. 4 flush though. Chan hates that card. Maybe an opportunity for Loser to stab at it.
Well, he does check, and Randy, this is a spot where I always have a hard time figuring out what hands I want to bluff with. When there are 4 diamonds on the board, how do you choose which combos to bluff with and when to check back?
Check.
I don't know. I don't really use too many combos because your hand doesn't really matter if it doesn't have a diamond, right?
Right.
I guess I probably go more game flow. Just like, has this guy been folding a lot, or what is my read on the player? Like, some people here will fold a king. Some people won't actually fold a king.
Check.
You know, so I would decide on that as well.
2 pairs.
Chan wins that pot. All right, so we are going to go on a 10-minute break, or possibly 15 minutes, 10 or 15-minute